Hi, my name is Rajvi, and the land I'm designing for this assignment is called Wisteria. Meet our main character, Emily. Emily chanced upon a thrift shop with a unique concept. The thrift store attaches stories and past histories about the items they sell. Emily chances upon a sweater with an unsettling label. The sweater was owned by Anna, a girl that mysteriously disappeared 20 years ago, who was around the same age as Emily. The only thing they found of hers was the sweater. With a restless night full of whispers and vivid dreams, Emily takes it upon herself to investigate the disappearance. She heads to the nearest library to access news articles and public records. Emily chances upon Anna's diary placed near the clippings. Soon, last night's restless sleep caught up with her and put her to a deep slumber. She wakes up in the library, now seemingly different, and catches a glimpse of a glowing light. Everything suddenly seemed to be made of knitted sweater material. If it wasn't, the threads were seeping in as if swallowing the real world. Following the light, Emily soon crashes into a shadowy figure. It was Anna. And just like the sweater, Anna's ghost looked like it was being unraveled. Curiously, she introduces herself, and Anna in return fills her in with her plight and explaining that Emily herself was in imminent danger. Together, they embark on a journey across the wispy forest where they encounter mischievous forest pixies trying to trick them and mysterious forest creatures looming in the shadows around the azure lake. They make their way to an Ophelia castle, home of Nephra, the three-headed dragon. Each head of the dragon represented a different sister of fate from the Greek mythology. One spins the thread of life that entangles with reality. The other spins time to ensue chaos. The third snips the thread permanently, tying the soul to Wisteria. The goal is to ensure the spinning wheel is spun back after defeating the guarding dragon before Emily is permanently trapped in Wisteria, just like Anna. On that note, welcome to the land of Wisteria. The ride that I will be designing is called the Unraveling. I used Adobe Firefly to generate the following image. The image is the lay of the land. It consists of downtown, which has European shops and cafes. It replicates the cafe Emily got her coffee from, the thrift shop, and the library. These will essentially be where the visitors can relax, grab a bite, and shop for merchandise. Visitors will have to cross the wispy forest that will tease their senses, with characters dressed up as forest spirits, animatronics of forest creatures, forgotten items strewn with stories written on them, and thread-like structures which essentially form a jungle gym sort of adult playground. A forest soundtrack will be playing in the background with dainty lights and brightly colored foliage resembling knit material will engulf the forest. The lake, centrally situated, will host the drone light and sound show. Due to its location, visitors all across the land will be able to catch a glimpse of it, avoiding a stampede situation. The castle is where the ride takes place. The ride essentially is a multi-sensory roller coaster where the visitors are constantly teased with visuals, sound, temperature drops, mists, etc. There will be 3 roller coasters of different severity weaving in and out of the castle, represented by different colors. I imagine the visitors to cross the entrance hallway, which consists of crisscross thread-like structures guiding the guests into the queue for the roller coasters. Upon touching certain threads, the visitors will hear a short story of the lost soul as they proceed towards the front of the line. The characters in the forms of projections will fly in and out of the room, reciting warnings and instructions. As the ride begins, the first stage is where the visitors are sat in the ride and it starts slowly. Taking a sharp turn, it encounters the first dragon. The ride slows down, resisting the dragon's pull, and creaky sounds fill the room. The visuals on the surrounding screen warp slowly as if the time is being warped into a thread. When a loud bang fills the room and the ride moves backward in fast motion, taking the visitors to the outside track wrapped around the castle. This is where the second stage begins. The second dragon awaits as it looms over them as projections over different parts of the roof of the castle as the roller coaster goes through twists and turns. The roller coaster heads back into the castle just as the second dragon is wrapped by Emily and Anna in its own threads. The visitors now enter a dark room and the temperature drops. Dragon breath like mists greet the visitors from different angles sporadically. Just as the dragon appears, the tunnel doors open up, shining a bright beam of light on the dragon, blinding it, and the ride proceeds to the final stage. The visitors are greeted by a visual of the world unraveling around them and the protagonist desperately trying to turn back the spinning wheel of fate before the three-headed dragon cuts Emily's thread of reality. With urgency, the visitors are prompted to rotate the handle as if helping them, and once the wheel turns back, the burst of light and the visitors near the end of the ride. Similar to this story, the visitors are guided back to reality via threads of the unraveling sweater left like a trail like in the story. The graph depicts the emotional journey of the roller coaster as they go through the different stages of the final battle between the protagonist and the antagonist. It climbs a steady rise and then peaks at the moment of climax as they are trying to turn back the wheel in desperation, eventually returning to a sense of calm and relief as they exit. The moral of the story is that the fate of your destiny can be in your hands, and sometimes it's okay to ask for a little help along the way to take control of it. While the ride concept is not particularly new, the immersive technology used can add to a unique selling point. But the land is an original concept that I don't think has been done before, along with the drone show. To summarize the USPs, I would narrow it down to its artistic yet surrealist charm and immersive storytelling. While not directly inspired by a historic moment, the story has elements inspired by Greek mythology. The target audience is families, adventure-seeking young adults, and visual art enthusiasts. Coming to the CTA, I want the guests to leave with joy, wonder, and a sense of empowerment. While I want them to take control of their fate, I also want them to realize that they are always a part of something bigger. In terms of a personal connection, I feel the story relies on kindness and a willingness to help others, which is something I truly believe in. Moreover, the visuals of the land have been inspired by art installments that have left a lasting impression within me, an inspiration from some of the greats I admire, like Anthony Gaudi's architectural style.